The emergence of the tourism sector after the COVID-19 pandemic has caused a number of cities in various parts of the world to experience over-tourism. Bali is one of them, although the government rejects such a judgment.
Bali is reported to be one of major world tourist destinations which have experienced over-tourism due to the sharp increase in the number of tourists after the COVID-19 pandemic. Other destinations which suffered from over-tourism in 2023 include Amsterdam, Barcelona, Athens, Miami, Phuket, Paris, and Venice, according to the World Travel and Tourism Council's report. The surge has borne sweet fruit for local businesses and the economy. However, on the other hand, the surge also has negative effects such as noise, pollution, traffic, and pressure on public resources. In Bali, the limited public transportation forces visitors to heavily rely on private vehicles or rentals to navigate the island. The high number of accidents and the emergence of tourists with inappropriate behaviors have become prevalent issues. Head of the Bali Tourism Office, Chok Bagus Pamayun, said that foreign tourist arrivals in Bali reached about 5.2 million in 2023, while the number of domestic tourist visits totaled 9.4 million. Although the number of foreign tourist arrivals increased more than 140% year-on-year in 2023, the figure is still below those during the COVID-19 pandemic. The number of foreign tourist arrivals in Bali in 2018 and 2019 totaled 6.07 million and 6.2 million respectively. According to data issued by the Central Statistics Agency of Bali Province, the number of foreign tourist arrivals reached 2.9 million during the period between January and June, a 23% increase compared to the same period last year. By June 2024, domestic tourist arrivals reached nearly 5 million, marking a 5.2% increase from the same period last year. The local tourism office expects the number of foreign tourist arrivals will reach 7 million this year. Meanwhile, Tourism and Creative Economy Minister Sandiaga Uno has rejected the accusation that Bali has experienced over-tourism, although he acknowledged that carrying capacity in South Bali such as Nusa Dua, Seminyak, Kuta, Legian, Jimbaran, Benoa, and Uluwatu has been overburdened. He said that some regions in Bali Island have the potential to be developed as eco-tourism destinations. Therefore, in the coming years, the government would distribute tourism development more evenly away from South Bali to western, northern, and eastern parts of the island. On the other hand, tourism expert and professor of Udayana University in Bali, Iputu Anom, said that in general, Bali has yet to experience over-tourism. He said the weak infrastructure development concept has led to the concentration of tourist visits to southern parts of the island, where airport, most of star-rated hotels, restaurants, major tourist attractions, and shopping areas are located. Perhaps it is true that Bali has yet to experience over-tourism, but future tourism development should be directed to western, northern, and eastern parts of Bali to reduce tourist density in the southern part of the island.
The sharp increase in foreign and domestic tourists to Bali following the COVID-19 pandemic has led to rising social problems, traffic congestions, as well as pressure to public facilities. Now, joining us today via video, we have Ibu Gilda Sagrado, senior official at Bali Tourism Board, where Ibu Gilda will talk about the current situation in Bali, which has been reported to be one of the major world tourist destinations that have experienced over-tourism. Hello, Ibu Gilda.
Hi.
Hi, Ibu
Good
Gilda. It's
afternoon,
nice to
Lisa.
have you back
How are
on.
you?
I'm good, thank you, Ibu Gilda. First of all, Ibu Gilda,
Thank
Bali.
you so much for
No,
joining you. Thank you so much.
yeah, we're happy to have you. Ibu Gilda, Bali is one of the major tourist destinations in the world, and now it has been reported to experience over-tourism. Can you tell us, Ibu Gilda, what's your opinion on this? And please tell us, what is the real situation in Bali at present?
Well, very much, Luisa. as I am with the Bali Tourism Promotion, we are already getting direct instructions for the past few decades already about how we are to spread the congestion or the traffic or the crowdedness within a certain area of tourism in Bali to other less crowded areas of the island. So this is a major role for the Bali Tourism Promotion, as instructed by one of our directors. It is important for us to really get the tourism numbers spread from the southern part of the island all the way till the north, west, and eastern part of the islands, because the crowdedness and the traffic and how much we see the uncomfortable situations that it has resulted in. And these needs to be spread out within the island of the gods so that we maintain to have the tagline of being the last paradise on earth.
I agree, Bu Gilda. We need to make the crowdedness of Bali to be more even out throughout the island. Now, I'm just curious, Ibu Gilda, though, do you agree that Bali has experienced over-tourism as reported by several international media? Where is our government stance on this?
Well, for the government of Bali,
Hello, Ibu Gilda.
not comparative to say Paris or other over tourism areas, because the island is actually of a huge number, 5,900 square meters, square kilometers. It's actually a huge spread. The congestion, of course, can be felt by people because we are, for most of the tourists, around 80% of the arrivals are actually moving around or just visit areas concentrated within the southern part of the island. And therefore, the feeling of being compact and crowded and compacted is actually just if you are in the southern part of the island.
Now,
It's
Ibu Gilda, just now you...
expansive area, beautiful chirping birds, and the ambience, it's still the ambience of a very soothing space of Bali.
Ibu Gilda, you mentioned just now about, the really bad traffic jams that is happening in the southern part of Bali. And, on social media, we've been seeing a number of, tourists who are not behaving in Bali. Do you think the cause of this is actually the lack of legal enforcement? Or is it just because we are just having too many tourists that we just have lost control over them?
Well, like I said, if it is on a ratio basis, we are definitely on a ratio basis, visitors, say, for example, in 2020, when there was zero arrival of tourism versus 20,000 arrival per day, which is right now we're experiencing over the months of July and August, 20,000 arrivals of tourists per day. These are definitely, needing to address in terms of if you're looking at making it stricter for looking after traffic, for example. So if we're focused on certain institutions in charge of certain areas, for example, traffic, then the numbers of personnel in charge of those areas or those responsibilities to be increased in the ratio that is presented by the number of tourists that we are enjoying.
Okay, and what about the issue of lack of enforcement, Ibu Gilda? Do you agree with this? Do you think we need to be more strict and more regulation towards the tourist attitude in Bali?
I believe this is not necessary. I think we are pretty strict in addressing such issues. So we are doing quite a lot already in terms of enforcing the law and ensuring that the tourists are adhering to the laws and regulations of the island, as well as the.
Okay, now moving on. You mentioned just now that the southern part of Bali is the most crowded part of Bali. Hence, in your opinion, apart from the southern part, is there any other potential areas to be developed into new tourism destination in Bali?
Yeah, for example, the directors of the Bali Tourism Promotion have actually directed us to focus our promotions on over the regency of Klungkung, which is the Nusa Penida, as well as Karangasem, which is Sipatan village, Sidaman. These are growing areas, growing destinations for tourists coming into Bali.
And how will the local government do in order to develop those areas to be ready for tourism for the next few years?
Definitely. Previously, when we had Kuta, and we have to shift the attention of the international eyes away from Kuta and onto another destination, we were looking from there international attention to Ubud and how we were able to win awards for Ubud. It became the #1 best city in Asia. So a lot of efforts were done, and this has given fruition.
All right, and last question here, Ibu Gilda. You know, mass tourism have put immense strain on Bali's natural resources as well as water scarcity is a particularly urgent issue. What kinds of programs have been initiated by the government to promote sustainable tourism in Bali?
A lot of these programs, say, for example, direct communications to tourists. We man over tourist information counters all across the island. These are important for us to have direct communications to the tourists and gaining a lot of attention viable for their visits.
Hello, ma'am.
Okay.
In a while.
All right. Ibu Gilda, thank you so much for your time. We know you are really busy at the moment. We'll have you back again next time on Economic Outlook. Thank you and have a good day.
Thank you so much, Louisa. Have a good day, everyone. Thank you.
See you next time. Thank you.